as we're speaking today, it's 12 days since the invasion in Ukraine. What's your take on what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think the scale of this disaster is extreme. When you work in a number of disasters, you end up you calibrate the disaster, and to have over 1 million refugees within 1 week or within 10 days makes this a very, very extreme disaster. So we are right to feel powerful emotions about it. We are right to want to respond. And so how can we respond? I would say two things. I would say give your money to organisations and know what they're doing, because to receive 1 million people it is a big job, and there'll be professional organisations going out there and doing it. I would say pray like Billy-O, pray for the Russians, pray for the Ukrainians, pray for the leaders there. And I think also I would encourage us to start thinking now about the refugees that are coming to our shores and will continue to come to our shores, not just from Ukraine, but from all the conflicts. How can our church respond to them as they come through? How can we give them a home, a safe place, a haven, a sanctuary? And those would be my three things.
So how can the church respond to those that come to our shores?
Well, I think the government needs to put in place a system of how we can do it. At the moment, the government hasn't worked it out. But I would think many of them are going to need houses. Have you got spare rooms you can put them up in? Have you got spare vicarages for spare manses? Have you got enough investment capital to buy a house? We'd encourage you to think about all those things, and at our conference on the 29th of March we're going to be talking about just this. How, in practical terms, can you help any refugee coming to our borders? So those would be the things I'd encourage people to really start thinking about. If you want to help, people need a home. There are still hundreds of Afghans from last August in hotels in this country because no one's given them a home. So it's really important we think, how can we? You can't lay down roots. You can't invest in your future if you're rattling around in inadequate accommodation.